All righty. Good day, good day, good day, friends. This is Dr. Donna Marie Hunter. This is Rise and Repair Repartee. As always, we bring you the best of the best of the best. And none other than Dr. Genea Brice is with us this week. Hey, Dr. Janae.
Hey, Dr. Donna, how are you?
Oh, super good, super good.
Great.
Dr. Janae, I know I want to talk to you about a couple of things. You know, this is what we do on Rise and Repair. We have honest conversations that touch the heart, encourage the soul, and infuse hope. We want to do that in our community and also within our own lives.
Good.
So I'm asking you on today to do just that. To one, talk to us a little bit about what you're doing right now. I want to talk about your podcast.
Yes.
I want to talk about what we're doing in our lives in the area of justice and justice reform, all of the things that you're doing in ministry.
Yeah.
And I also want to talk to you about being a poet laureate. I want to talk about that and how that is the voice that you use in the community to bring us together. So I want to talk about it all. Okay.
Great.
So our segment is titled Relentless, pursuit of wholeness. And I mean in every area. So you come on in and just kind of give us some good tidbits about.
All right. Well, first of all, thank you, my emerged sister, Dr. Donna Marie Hunter. I'm so glad that we met some 3 years ago. So yes, my name is Dr. Genea Brice. I am an author. I am an MC. I am a Christian conference speaker. I am a child advocate, community activist. I am the first poet laureate of the city of Vallejo, California.
Okay, stop there. 2 snaps up. If you want a cat, go ahead and give it to her. First inaugural
Thank you.
poet laureate. Oh, that's an awesome accomplishment.
Thank you. So I served from 2015 to 2017. And shortly after that, I was able to publish my first book of poetry. So I am honored to have that appellation. I am.
Oh.
So did you want to jump in or should I just
keep
on going?
Okay, we're going to talk about the second book. But before we do, we got to talk about Relentless.
Okay,
let's got to talk about Relentless. One, of course, start with the why. Start with the why with this, Dr. Brice, because we want to know why you brought that platform, your podcast, to the center of our attention right now. Why Relentless? Why your podcast? Why now? What brought it to the surface?
Yes, I'd be happy to share. So I, like so many women in the world today, are facing so many struggles. We are facing so much in the world at large. So there's COVID-19, there's job insecurity, there's family, there's friends, there's isolation, depression. There's all these things that face us. And so the Lord impressed upon me one day, in May, as a matter of fact, and he said, if you're going to make it, you must be relentless. Relentless. And I cried unto the Lord and I asked him, Lord, what do you mean? Because down through the years, people have used adjectives to describe me, such as audacious, Energizer Bunny, relentless. And I said, well, Lord, what is it? Because I keep hearing these words. He said, if you're going to make it through times like these, you're going to have to be relentless to the point that you don't stop. Even when you want to, you don't stop. You are audacious. You have the audacity to continue when you know you should give up. So the Lord first told me, you be relentless. Now tell my daughters, be relentless.
I gotta come in there. Gotta come in there. Be relentless.
Absolutely. Do not give up.
You're not going to be able to shrink back. You're not going to make it unless you know that you're relentless. And then he made you bring us along with you.
Yes.
Is that why this is Bible study? It's like an online women's study.
Yes.
To encourage our souls through this season.
Yes. It
was birthed.
Yes, we experience the word of God. We explore the word of God. Then we are just enriched by the word of God, by study, because my background is actually theology. I have a doctorate in divinity. So I decided I was going to put all these lessons that I've been teaching for the last 25 years, I'm going to share with a larger audience. The Lord said, do it. I said, yes, sir, I will.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because I know you as a preacher. I'm just saying. Because I can follow somebody. I can follow you. I can follow somebody. But
Great.
oh yeah, when you were preaching, you had on a green suit one day. And I was like, what? First of all, the suit is all. It was all the rage. Okay. And it was on time and it was appropriate, for the day and time. Right now we're in our dresses. We're
Yeah,
not
no, we're doing what we do.
but you were preaching like nobody's business. And I had no idea that was in you because, on Emerge, we were talking and we were having our conversations
Sure.
and we were doing our thing.
Yes.
But when I saw you preach, I was like, oh my, she's got that in her.
Bless
so this
you.
was already in you.
Oh, yes.
And then taking the forum to a podcast
Yes.
in this time, in this season,
Right.
first it ministered to you.
Yes.
And then you take it to us.
Absolutely. It's concentric circles. You have to share what the Lord gives you. Otherwise, what good is a gift? It's not for you. It's for somebody else.
Say it again. It's a gift.
What good is a gift if you don't share it?
It's a gift. You are a steward of a gift. It
Absolutely.
is a gift. I love it, beautiful
Bless
woman.
you.
Beautiful woman. I love it.
Yes.
And I love
So what I like to say, I'm sorry, I cut you off.
Please, no, I want
what I like to say every week is welcome, 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 women, to another exciting episode of Relentless, the podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Janae Brice. Relentless, why? Because we can't stop, we don't stop, we won't stop.
Woo, woo! I like it.
Thank
I
you.
like it. We can't stop, we don't stop, we won't stop.
We won't.
No, we won't stop. We won't stop.
won't.
Okay. So, we got to come back to, we may be able to come back to Relentless.
Okay,
I have,
absolutely.
Of course, but definitely you have to close us. Make sure you put that in. We have to put that, your anchor, your handle into
sure.
our comments and make sure that we're doing that now. We have to make sure we do that. But I want to talk to you about the poet laureate in you. But also, you know what, before I go there, I want to talk to you about, you've also been a champion and a drum major for justice and the injustices going on. We have an election less than 30 days away, right? We have an election.
Right.
It's important. Talk to me about just where you're feeling, how you're feeling about everything, the appointment tell me where you are at, and you can just share from your own heart and what we should be doing. What should we be doing?
We need to make positive change. And as Black folks, and I'm just going to tell it, you invited me, so I'm going to tell it. Some of us have been a little lax in our civic duties. We've decided we're not going to vote because what good is it anyway? I owe a debt to my ancestors. Yeah. I owe a debt to Dr. King. I owe a debt to John Lewis, a debt to Fannie Lou Hamer and to Shirley Chisholm, to these Black people who stood up in the face of just innumerable odds and fought for the right to vote. I dare not sit down on November 3rd. I dare not, and shame on everyone who does not take advantage of this right. Yes. I am so passionate.
Say it loud. I'm with you, Dr. Brice.
Absolutely. Everybody 18 and up, you need to do whatever you can to make sure your voice is heard. Your vote is your voice. Don't silence it. You have the right to get it out.
Somebody gave up a whole lot for this opportunity.
Absolutely.
I cannot take it lightly.
No, not at all. Absolutely. Yes.
Okay, so one of the ways you use your voice as a poet laureate, and as again we said, the first one in the city of Vallejo, the inaugural.
Yes.
Oh, what an honor
it is.
And just to be that consistent in your wording and also that proficient and also excellent, because they don't bring anybody on that's not excellent. And I've heard you speak and talk before. So when I say that, I mean, this is your second book.
Yes.
Right? And this is A Way with Words, Prose, and Other Masterpieces. This is book 1. So I know there's another one coming. But this one, it's on Amazon. So I want folks to go ahead and look for it, and they can get a taste of what you've done. Also, if they follow you on Facebook, if they follow you on Instagram, you have little snippets up there of when you've been speaking and talking and when you are giving your poems, and they are inspiring.
Thank you.
You've used your voice in this way also to get the word out for empowerment and encouragement.
Absolutely.
Talk about your book and talk about your inspiration.
I sure will. Thank you. I just thank you for this platform.
Oh,
So, yes, this is my second book, a first book of poetry, A Way with Words, Poems, Prose, and Other Masterpieces. Book one by Genea Brice. So, I just want to say poetry is not new to me. My mother is a published poet. She absolutely, she,
your mother's a doctor too. Your whole family, by the way. Did I mention that everybody in your family is a doctor?
not everybody, but
Yes, they are. I saw the picture on Facebook. Your whole family had their robes on and in a picture.
so mom, dad, and myself, we graduated the same day.
Get
Absolutely.
out of here.
Yes. It
Wow.
is an absolute blessing. It is wonderful.
What an
So,
honor.
yes, thank
And
you.
now
And
I
I
get
was
to talk again,
blessed.
but I'm like, good grief. What an honor.
And when we graduated that day, I was honored to be our class valedictorian, and I was able to share some words of inspiration there. The Lord is opening doors, and I give him all the glory. So, with my book of poetry, like I said, I published it right after my tenure was up as the first poet laureate of the city of Vallejo. And I was able to break it up into sections and different chapters. And I have some favorites. And like I said, my mother is a published poet, and she spread the seeds of poetry all throughout our young life. And it was like the most pleasant contagion. We all caught it. If she wasn't singing, somebody was quoting Psalms or Proverbs or Ecclesiastes. We grew up with the Word of God, and we grew up with words, period. And so there was always some noise at my house, and I'm grateful for that. And even as I raised my children, I made sure they were exposed to Shakespeare and Maya Angelou and Eloise Greenfield, and they knew about Robert Frost because I knew about them.
Wow.
Yeah.
And poetry is like a song. I mean, I don't know. It's like it's art. It's music, right? It's art. It's music. It's words.
Yes.
So when we are intentional and strategic, we definitely make sure the folks around us are encouraged and enlightened. And one of the good things, what we do with Allies, we make sure that folks are encouraged, enlightened, and we want to make sure they're empowered. You do the empowering here.
Yes.
You've got to do the empowering. And I know you were in education and you
Yes.
helped with, folks, special needs children.
Sure.
So that's another part of our bridge that we come
Yes.
together with. So you were strategic. So I want to get back to being strategic. Would you just give a little bit on 77 when it says going strategically?
Okay.
That one? Yeah. Okay, just do a real, would you do a sample of those words? How
Oh,
you would?
sure. And so one of the things that's different from actually reading poetry and spoken word, some of it is memorized, but most of it from a strictly poetical standpoint, you're supposed to read. So if you don't mind my reading.
No, I
Yes.
want you to read it.
Okay.
I
I
want
will
you to read
read
it.
it.
But I will say this too. When you do a spoken word, it lights the light. It lights a light in it, folks.
Thank you.
It
Thank you.
does. And you know what? I'm going to encourage folks to go back to you because I think in this time and season where we're in, you need some encouragement. And
Oh,
it's like a song in your heart when you
thank you.
give your spoken word. So
Thank
so
you.
please, would you read for us?
Yes, and actually this is my favorite poem. So I actually wanted to read the whole thing, but I can cut it. I'll cut to the chase for Dr. Donna. So it goes, if you're gonna go strategically. Think it through. Plan your work and work your plan, girl. Write the vision and make it plain. And then let it do what it do. Cream will rise to the top, but it must endure the churning. Fire glows bold and bright, but it must withstand the burning. It's all a part of what it's supposed to do. So, baby, let it do what it do.
When I tell you that's part of the stirring of Relentless. Now I can see why Relentless came to the top.
Oh, it
That's
did.
the cream that came up.
Yes,
That's the
absolutely.
cream that came up. It had to come up.
Absolutely.
Dr. Bryce, it had to come up. It had to come up.
That's right.
That's why. That's why. That's why you're encouraging us. That's why.
Yes.
It had to come to the top.
Indeed.
Cream always rises. Always rises to the top.
Yes. Yes.
wow, wow, wow. Let it do what it do.
Let it
You
do
are
it.
doing what it does, and you are doing it well.
Thank
You
you.
are doing it well. We're going to share in the chat. We're sharing, I should say, in the comments,
Okay.
your anchor, the anchor, where you are on Anchor, all of the platforms that you are. You can just connect on Anchor because it's easy.
Yes.
And then we also are going to share in the link to your book.
Oh,
I
good.
think we need the encouragement right now.
Good.
We need the encouragement right now. Relentless, I love that you're doing that. But if I wanted just something to encourage me before I go to bed,
Yes.
I just take a little dip. Just take a little dip. But I can't
Good.
help it. Rosa Parked, that's another one.
Yes. When
You
Rosa
have
Parks.
serious
Yes. And so we have heroes. We really do. Especially in the African American tradition. We have heroes, and these were real people
yes.
who
Touch,
braved the storms, the dogs, the fire hoses, and
yes.
grandfather clauses and lynchings and the strange fruit hanging from the trees. But because they didn't give up, I
Yes.
dare not. I dare,
Wow.
I dare not.
I dare not. And I'm with you. I'm with you. Together, sisters in the struggle. I love it and thank you.
Yes.
Okay, any parting words? Because, of course, I love to give you the last word. If there's anything that you want to tell us, encouragement as we getting ready to vote,
Yes.
and we are
Yes.
making
Yes.
sure
Yes.
that we are definitely doing that. Any encouraging words that you have for us in our last 2 minutes? We have
Well, just to say, if we do not vote, not only are we perpetuating what's wrong, we are not involving ourselves in what is right. It is our right to vote. It is our right. Constitutionally, we have a right to vote. Thank God for the Voting Act in the 50s. Thank God. And so I just want to say, as women and as women of color,
yes.
we have a duty
Yes.
to get ourselves to those polls. If you've got to mail it in, mail it in. You got to walk it in, walk it in. We will not be deterred. We will not be intimidated. We have a right
Yes.
to participate in this democracy.
Yes.
And if we do not, then I don't want to hear you complaining.
No more complaining.
I don't want to hear you.
I don't know. You're talking to me? Don't talk to me. You may not talk.
You may not.
You may
Thank
not
you.
talk to me.
Yes.
Unless you're going to be out there and being about it. Let it do what it do.
Let it do what it do.
Done what you need to do.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Dr. Brice, Dr. Genea Brice, we love you. We thank you. Thank you for the encouragement. Thank you for telling us to be relentless in the struggle, to be relentless in our lives and in our families,
Yes.
to continue the work of supporting our children,
Yes.
the women,
Yes.
and be available and be on target and let it do what it do. Be here and vote. And vote, vote,
Yes.
vote, vote.
Vote.
That's the messaging.
Vote.
That's
Absolutely.
absolutely.
Yes. No vote, no voice.
No voice. And be engaged, not only engaged, and be informed on all of the areas and issues.
Yes, absolutely. Well said, Dr. Donna Hunter.
Yes, ma'am. I mean that because we have children and we have families that need us to show up.
Absolutely.
They need us to show up.
Absolutely.
I thank you, Dr. Brice, and I thank every one of you that have joined us today on Rise and Repair Reportee. We would not be here except for you and our sponsor, alliesallies.org. Thank you for joining us. Again, we bring heart-centered conversations, honest heart-centered conversations that infuse hope and healing, I say that too, into our community. Absolutely. I'm telling you, follow Dr. Genea Brice, her Relentless for your encouragement.
Yes.
And then make sure you do as she says, get out there, cast your vote.
Vote.
Do what it do, let it do what it do, but it doesn't do what it does unless you engage in the process and vote.
Absolutely. Well said.
So much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Brice. We will chat again soon.
Good.
And don't forget, this is a good book.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Brice. We will see you again.
My pleasure. Absolutely.
Thank you so much.